About a year ago, I did a video on line visibility with a variety of different pound tests across mono, fluoro, and braid. The fluoro and mono rig are all clear lines. The braided line side of the rig also has clear blue and low vis green on it, but only in one size. In that test, we looked at these lines, both shallow and deep, in clear and cloudy water, and even against the bottom of the lake. That video is linked below and at the end. Well, I've had numerous viewers ask about what these different lines would look like on the surface or in the top of the water column, with the bass looking up towards them. Now, of course, our vision is different, but hopefully this will give you an idea of what is going on and you can possibly apply it to your own fishing. I will say looking up towards the surface is very different than looking at these lines down in the water column. It's also important to note that while we hear all the time that monofilament floats, so it's better for topwaters, mono will actually sink. The density of fresh water is right at 1.0 grams per cubic centimeter. Most monofilaments are in that 1 in 500ths to 1 in 1500ths grams per cubic centimeter range. In other words, mono is more dense than fresh water, so the best way to think about mono is that it sinks slower, and actually a lot slower than fluorocarbon. Anyway, first I filmed this in low light early in the morning. In the low light, the braid, clear blue, and low vis green side, we can of course see the braid with little trouble. Not a surprise here. Even the smallest pound test braid is easily picked out. When we switch to the mono and fluoro side under the same conditions, we can quickly see that in the lower morning light, both the mono and fluoro are hard to see. Now, under shady conditions, when I look at more of an extreme angle or a side view, we can see that, of course, the braid is easy to see. But the interesting thing is when we switch to the mono and fluoro from the side, on the surface, the mono is very easy to pick out. We can still see the fluoro, but it definitely refracts the light differently than a monofilament does. It's also important to note, as I mentioned in the other line video, I would sure assume light bouncing off of the white PVC is playing a role in this test as well. Okay, it's time to look at this same setup, but with the sun much higher in the sky. The braid, especially the thicker braid, really stands out. I'm still impressed with the clear blue and low vis green. Even backlit by the sun, these lines are hard to see. Now, while we can definitely notice all the different sizes of line here, the fluorocarbon stands out less than the monofilament. Now let's look at it from an angle. In this scenario, all the lines are quite easy to pick out with a bright, sunny background. Even when we jump to the other rig with the braid, the clear blue and low vis green, the two monofilaments that were harder to see from other angles, are easily picked out now. Across all types of line, of course, the smaller the pound test, the less visible it is, and it is clear that fluoro refracts differently than mono does. And if you click over to the other video where we test these same lines at different depths, I think you'll find those results differ quite a bit than looking up towards the surface. And hey, make sure that you go out and encourage someone today. You never know how you might just change their life. For the Bass Fishing Life, I'm your host, Steve Rogers.